So let's bake chocolate coffee cake today. So here we go. Flour, cocoa powder, half teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and sift. Okay, done. Next, we're going to add 3/4 cup of sugar and nicely mix it. Great. Next ingredient, coffee. About 1 teaspoon. That's all. And a pinch of sugar. Sorry, salt. Not sugar, salt. Right. Mix together. You can also use a whisk to mix. Great. Next, add milk. Whisk properly. To it, add half teaspoon of lemon juice. And now mix all the ingredients together with the cut and fold method. That's all. So in this mold, put all the batter properly. Next, what you do is just give it a light tap. So that all the trapped air bubbles come out. This needs to be steamed properly for about 60 minutes. That's all. Let some water boil, and in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the batter with aluminium foil. The batter has been covered. I've covered it with the aluminium foil. Now I'm going to put it right inside here. and cover it properly and let it steam for about 60 minutes. That. Neil, please take it out. It's very hot. I don't think I'll be able to do it. Now remove the foil. Be careful, huh? Should I get a tong for you? No. Oh, lovely. Neil, switch off yeah, good. Now take it out and let it cool for some time, okay? Great. Okay, so let me demold this. First, I'll just remove this foil and here. Absolutely wonderful. It's still nice and warm. This is the parchment paper which needs to be taken out. This is the base of the cake, okay? So it's very hot right now. Let it cool properly and then we'll start decorating it. In case you want, a double decker, so you can bake another cake, follow the instructions. Then what you can do is you can just apply nicely a layer of chocolate or cream and then put it on top. So that we can discuss later on, okay? So I've just cut the top layer of the cake. Okay, so I'm just going to keep it aside. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the butter frosting. So we'll start with the butter frosting, for which we will be requiring 1 cup of butter. So here I'm using plain butter, salted butter that we usually have at home. And next what we are going to do is whisk it properly, okay, and make it nice and fluffy. So we'll start with first in a very gentle mode, that is slow mode, and then we will increase the speed. You see it's become nice and fluffy. Okay, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add icing sugar in batches. So now since it is done, what I'm going to do is bring everything together with the help of a spatula. Here, this is how it should be brought together. Okay, now after this what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the icing sugar in batches. But again, when I'm adding the icing sugar, this is the icing sugar, make sure that you have sifted the icing sugar properly, otherwise there are going to be lumps. So gradually I'm just going to add the icing sugar. So I've added little bit, and here I am just mixing with the spatula, and after this I'm going to again whisk the whole thing properly. Okay, so let's start whisking all over again. First slow, and then I'm going to increase the speed. Now look at the texture. So since here it's very cold, it's becoming like lumps. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add a teaspoon or a tablespoon of milk. Okay, I'm going to add a tablespoon or two of milk to this, and then again start whisking. Okay, now look at the texture. Okay, so now once again I'm going to add little bit of milk. And to this I'm going to add in the sugar. Okay, icing sugar. Here we go. Right. And I'm going to start all over again. And increase the speed. Okay, so this is done. So in this what I'm going to do is I'm going to add about half teaspoon of coffee powder. Okay, and about half teaspoon of cocoa powder. And then I'm going to whisk it once again. Okay, so we are almost done. Yeah, this is the consistency that we require. Just have a look. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so since now we are done with the whisking and making the frost, butter frosting that is, over here I'm going to put a small little glob on top and spread it all over. So it's done now. So I'm going to cover it with the other piece of cake. So here we go. And right now, after this, I'm going to put it in the fridge for about an hour or so, and then start with the upper portion. Okay, now we'll melt the chocolate. For that, what we require is a pan of water. So let it come to a boil first. The water has almost come to a boil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now start melting the chocolate in this bowl itself. So the chocolate has melted, and the way I have melted it, this is known as the double boiler process. Okay, so keep this in mind. Now into this, I'm going to now add about 3/4 cup of milk. Okay, so the chocolate and the milk has been mixed properly. So to this, I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of butter. Okay, this is mainly used to give that glossy texture. So here we go. Okay, so every thing is done now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it cool for some time, and after that I'm going to pour it over the cake that we had already baked. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pour this entire ganache on top of the cake. Okay, now that we have poured the ganache on top of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out and put it in the fridge for some time so that the entire thing sets. Okay. Now I'm going to put some sprinklers on the other side of the heart. Not too many, just enough. So we are done with the decoration also. I'll be putting it in the fridge for some time to set, and then I'll show you the end result.